A pleasant morning to all my dear children, and I welcome you all for today's class in History and Civics, Chapter 6, Mahavira and Buddha, the Great Preachers, Part 2. Children, in our previous class, we have learnt about the social condition for the rise of the Jain and the Buddhism, and we have seen the early life of Jainism, the search for truth by Mahavira, and then we saw about the teachings of Mahavira. In our teachings, we saw that ahimsa, caste system, belief in God and rituals, karma and rebirth. Mahavira has given his teachings with lot of meaningful thought. Let's move further in this chapter. So let's get started, children. Today we are going to see about the subsets of Jainism. Okay, so subsets are nothing but the part, or Jainism is divided into two parts. Okay, subsets. Jainism later on got divided into two sets. Okay, that is, one is Shwetambaras and the other one is Digambaras. So understand, children, Jainism, what happened later on, it divided into two sets. Okay, one is called as Shwetambaras and the other one is Digambaras. Now let us know what you mean by Shwetambaras and Digambaras. Now these Shwetambaras and Digambaras, they are the sets of Jainism. Both are Jainism only. Alright. But what was the difference in them? Alright. So let's see the first one, that is Shwetambaras. The Shwetambaras wear white clothes and cover their face with a small white cloth to avoid killing tiny insects or germs that might enter the nose while breathing. Okay, you can see the picture over there. The Svetambaras, what they used to do? They used to wear always white clothes. And you know what they used to do? They used to cover their mouth and their mouth and their nose with a small white cloth. Why they used to cover? To avoid killing of tiny insects or germs that might enter the nose while breathing. So what happens when we breathe? There are many germs or insects that they might enter our nose. So these Shwetambaras is to avoid killing these insects and germs that enter our nostrils or our nose. So they is to cover the nose and the mouth with a white cloth. Okay, so you can see here how they were against the killing of the insects. Okay, then the next type of sets is the Digambaras. Now these Digambaras were known as sky-clad. Sky-clad is nothing but they don't wear clothes. Don't wear clothes means they is to cover the private parts, only private parts. These sets were formed by a Jain monk who is called as Bhadra Bahu. Okay, so this monk is nothing but the place of this or a priest of Jain. Okay, monk is nothing but he is a priest of Jain. So these Digambaras, known as the sky clad, do not wear clothes. Okay, they used to not wear clothes. They used to cover their private parts. This sect was formed by a Jain monk. Okay, and this Digambara was formed by a Jain monk. Monk is nothing but the priest whose name was Bahadra Bahu. Okay, his name was Bhadra Bahu. Understood, children? Now let's move further. Now let us see how the spread of Jainism took place. Now, in order to spread his message, whose message? In order to spread the Mahavira's message. Alright, Mahavira organized an order of his followers which admitted both men and women. So, in order to spread the Jainism, he ordered for his followers. Now, followers are the one who follows the priest. Yes or no? Now here Mahavira, there were many followers who used to follow Mahavira, and in this follower there were both men and women. All right. Many kings patronized Jainism. Now, what do you mean by patronized, children? Patronized are nothing but it is also called as frequent, or you can say treat in a way that it's apparently kind or helpful. Now sometimes they are treating in such a way that they are kinder or helpful, but that betrays a feeling of superiority. That means they betray the feeling of superiority. All right, children. Now many kings patronized Jainism. All right, they were following, but the king was the superior. Then the most notable among these were Chandragupta Maurya. He also was a king, okay, and Karavela, the king of Kalinga. Okay, so these were the main king who helped in the spread of Jainism. Understood, children? Who is the two king? Yes, Chandragupta Maurya and Karavela, the king of Kalinga. Alright, children, let's move to the next part. Now let us see the Jain literature. Alright, now the Jain literature include both religious texts and book on secular topics. Now when I say secular topics, that means non-religious, not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Okay, children. Now when this Jain literature include both religious texts and books on secular topics as science, history, and grammar. Alright, children. Then the teachings of Mahavira are contained in the 14 books known as Purvas. Okay, now whatever the teachings of Mahavira was there, no, it was available or contained in the 14 books. It was available in 14 books, and these books were known as Purvas. Okay, the Angas and their subparts. Okay, the Angas and their subparts called the Upangas form an important part of Jain literature. That means these were the topics or subtopics which were included in the Jain literature, which is an important literature that Mahavira had jotted down for the people. Alright, then these texts were written in Prakrit. Okay, now this Prakrit is nothing but the language of the common men. So during this Jainism period, what happened? People used to follow this Prakrit language, which was also considered as a common language. So all the text which was written in the book, it was written in Prakrit, so that all the common people would be able to read and understand this language. All right, and read and understand the literature, the Jain literature, and could follow the religion also. Okay, children. Next, we can see Jain architecture. All right, architectures are the beautiful temples and the statues that was constructed during the Jainism period. All right, children. Now, when I say about architecture, the Jain constructed a number of temples and monasteries. Okay, children. Now, monasteries are like your matas, no, small monasteries where the priest used to give education to their children. So that is called as monasteries. Now, the structure, the gigantic structure of Bahubali, which is in Gomateshwara at Sarvana Belagala in Karnataka. Okay, I hope all have seen the Gomateshwara at Sarvana Belagala and the giant stature of Bahubali. Yes or no? Then the Dilwara temple at Mount Abu and Jain Tower at Chittor. Okay, in Rajasthan. Okay, so this Abu and Jain Tower at Chittor in Rajasthan. So these are the architecture are the best examples of Jain architecture, children. Okay, let me repeat this one. What are the main architecture of Jainism? Okay, so the gigantic structure of Bahubali. You have seen, no, the gigantic structure of Bahubali. All right. And then you have Gomateshwara at Sarvana Belgola in Karnataka. Okay, we see that Gomateshwara temple. All right. Then you have Dilwara temple at Mount Abu and Jain Tar at Chittor in Rajasthan. Okay, so these are the examples of Jain architecture, children. And if you get a chance, please have a view of this architecture. It's really very beautiful. All right. Then we have the most famous Jain holy place. Now each religion have their holy places. So no, some visit temple, some visit church. So the most famous holy place of Jain is Palitana in Gujarat. All right, which has more than 800 temples. Okay, the holy place of Jain is Palitana in Gujarat, and it has 800 temple, children. Now, let us see the decline of this Jainism. The main reason for the decline of Jainism were as follows. That is, Jainism was not patronized by the contemporary rulers. Contemporary rulers means I told you only a few rulers or a few rulers who were able to spread the Jainism. But the rulers who came after them, they were not able to patronize this religion. All right. So Jainism was not patronized by the contemporary rulers. Then you have Jainism had to compete with Buddhism. So what happened? Jainism there it came in a competition with the other religion which is known as Buddhism, which became more popular. That means than Jainism, what happened? Buddhism became more popular, and that is the reason why the decline of Jainism also taken place. Then Jainism advocated equality of men. It advocated the equality of men, but it could not totally do away with the high and low position in society. Now, Jainism, when they were following, they gave equality for men, but they could not totally take away the what you can say difference between the high and low position in the society. So this also was another reason for the decline of Jainism. Understood, children? Then during the Gupta period, Hinduism revived and Jainism was confined to a few areas. So what happened during the Gupta period? That means when the Guptas were ruling, what happened? Hinduism was revived. Revived means it took rebirth, and Jainism was confined to a few areas. So this was also another reason for the decline of Jainism. All right, children. So this is the Dilwara temple. Okay, children, in Mount Abu. So with this, we come to an end of this session, children. I hope you all have understood this session well. With this, I take a leave. Thank you. Bye bye. God bless you, children.